Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigerverse. It is Niger once again, and this is going to be another predictions video. Now, right off the bat, before we actually get into these predictions, I, just to let you guys know, by the time, and this is probably a given because I'm recording this at 6:55, but by the time this goes up, the show will have already started. Heck, with my luck, by the time this goes up, the show might be over already. But we're pretty much gonna throw in some last minute buzzer beater predictions here and slide them in at the last moment. Better late than never, I suppose. So this will either be you follow along with it and kind of check off which ones I got right, or this will be a good introspective on what I thought would go down on the show moments before it happened. And so, kind of a time capsule in a way. Not the first time I've done it, certainly won't be the last. But nevertheless, enough of that. It's time for the Elimination Chamber, everybody's big favorite metal box. Well, second biggest favorite metal box. That's behind Hell in a Cell. Oh, or third, perhaps, if you count the steel cage. But nevertheless, it's time for the Elimination Chamber, that annual tradition, of course. And we got our matches here. Admittedly, kind of a light card. And I imagine, and obviously it makes sense to an extent because similar to like the Royal Rumble, where that didn't have technically a whole lot of matches on it, but two of those were Royal Rumble matches, so those are like about an hour apiece. And actually, turns out this year's Royal Rumble holds at least the men's one. I'm not sure about the women's one, but the men's one was the longest in history, which is ludicrous to think about, but nevertheless, as I imagine it's to make room because we have two chamber matches, but the chamber matches usually don't take as long as the Royal Rumble matches. Those are usually about a half hour, maybe 45 minute. It's some of them do kind of inch toward that hour long mark, but still interesting that it was so short a card. I know a lot of people wanted Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky to be on the card itself, and I think they could have had it on there, but we do have these matches end a segment, so I guess. But the thing is I know WWE, they've said in the past that they're satisfied with like the format they do with the pay-per-views, that being slash premium live events, where have a few matches, that way each one can be built up and they have plenty of time, and understandable, but at the same time you can throw one or two more on there. Like I imagine part of it is due to them not wanting a repeat of, like, say, WrestleMania 35, where that was like 5+ hours, or 7 hours if you count the pre-show. Possibly longer if you count Takeover, or where it's just hours upon hours of wrestling, and people were tired, and it went past midnight even. But yeah, you can throw one or two more matches on there. But nevertheless, as we got our matches here, and it's already 6:58, so I'm gonna try to go as quickly as I can. And we are gonna be live from, I believe, no, it's the Rogers Center, not Scotiabank, where I was when I went to Toronto this past week slash weekend. But it's gonna be in Rogers Center, or like obviously my sister's birthday is on the 23rd. But man, if she was born like a week later, we probably could have went to Elimination Chamber. But nevertheless, as we got our matches, as it's time to predict. If you've seen these I almost said reviews. My goodness, if you've seen these predictions of mine before, you kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, I'm going to be going match by match and talking about who I think will win each match, as well as what I think the strongest and weakest matches of the night are going to be. So, starting with the Women's World Championship Elimination Chamber match, the winner will receive a Women's World Championship match. So, aka that we'll be facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. We have Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Not a bad chamber. Both the chamber loadouts this year look pretty solid, I'm not going to lie. As for this one, I think it's going to go to Bianca. There have been reports for a while of doing Rhea versus Bianca at WrestleMania. I think this will be it. It's like I can see them going a couple different ways to this. Do you have Bianca, Naomi, especially with the potential Jade Cargill return coming soon. Do you have Roxanne Perez get a big win on one of her first nights on the main roster now that she's kind of semi-officially called up in a way? Do you go? I don't think Bayley needs it because she won the Rumble last year and she won the championship last year, so I don't think Bayley necessarily needs it this year. Liv Morgan, we definitely, as much as I love Liv Morgan, we definitely don't need to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley again, and at least for a little bit. If they want to run it back in the future, I don't think I'd mind that, but right now I don't think it's the best move. And Alexa Bliss is I could definitely see and I could see her being part of the Women's World Championship picture in the future, even though she's won Chamber already. She actually won the first Women's Chamber, if I'm not mistaken, and has been champion multiple times before. So I think I'm going to go with Bianca Belair here, and yep, the show has started, so I'm going to try to go through these as quickly as I can. But next up, we have tag team action as Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus team up against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Now, because I didn't watch, I don't really watch Raw and SmackDown in between every week. Sometimes I catch it when it's on TV, but because of that, I had to look up how exactly this came about, and it turns out Nia Jax and Candice LeRae continuing kind of their feud with Tiffany Stratton after Tiffany cashed in on Nia, and so they're reigniting that feud. Why it took them a little bit to get there, especially after Nia challenged Rhea, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, they're kind of reigniting that feud. Trish Stratus making the save, so Trish Stratus is face, I guess. Tiffany Stratton. Apparently, Tiffany Stratton is kind of a tweener at this point in time. I imagine, and especially as she continues her feud with Charlotte going into Mania, she'll be full-fledged face. But also because it's Toronto, so Trish getting the hometown crowd there. Not the first time they do that, but that being said, I could see this going either way. Hey, do you have Tiffany gain the momentum heading into WrestleMania? Do you give Trish the hometown pop, or do you give Nia and Candice that last win to kind of end off the feud? But I think I'm going to go with my gut. I think I'm going to go with Tiffany and Trish. It is Tiffy time, I guess, in Toronto. But next up, in unsanctioned action, Sami Zayn is battling Kevin Owens. Yes, baby. Or more accurately, yep. If you remember that one. But yes, so Kevin Owens has turned on Sami Zayn, has done what he always did. It has now gone after Sami Zayn and is essentially gunning for him. And there, even showed up to his house. Man, what is it with people showing up to people's houses nowadays? First you had Swerve, then Hangman, now Kevin, and lest we forget Triple H back in 2009. But yeah, so these two are now going at it. Friendship is no more, and now they have an unsanctioned match here. I am excited for this match for a couple reasons. For starters, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens always make magic, not only teaming together, but against each other. And this one I think is going to be no different, but especially since it's an unsanctioned match, I want them to go all out. As for who's winning this one, I could go either way when it comes to this. I think I'm going to go with Owens here. I wonder if this will set up for the Randy Orton return and then their match at WrestleMania. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Kevin Owens here. And then last but certainly not least, the men's Elimination Chamber match for an undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 41, aka they're going to be facing Cody Rhodes. It was as John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Seth Rollins are going to be locked in a pod and beating the crap out of each other. Now, some feuds kind of crossing in between, some past history, some present history between all six of these guys. So locking them in the box, I can't wait to see it. And as for who's winning this one, I don't think it's going to be Logan Paul. If Logan's kind of the dark horse to win this one. If Logan won it, it would be admittedly, it would be kind of annoying, but also kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Damian Priest, I don't think necessarily needs to be in the world title picture for a little bit. It kind of give him a little break. He was world champion last year. He obviously cashed in at WrestleMania 40. Same with, I kind of feel the same with Seth Rollins, and of course he lost it at WrestleMania 40. Drew McIntyre, I could see, but I don't think he's going to win it. But John Cena and CM Punk seem to be the ones that everybody's leaning towards. Or do they go with John Cena? Excuse me. So it seems like a lot of people have wanted John Cena for CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. So how exactly do we get to that point? If that is the plan, and there's a chance that might not be the plan for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, but if that is the plan, this match will pretty much decide how we go about it. Do we have John Cena win outright and get his shot to win his 17th World Championship at WrestleMania, or do we finally give CM Punk his WrestleMania main event? And obviously, I think the answer is they're gonna find a way to do both, but it'll be interesting to see how they go about it. That being said, though, I think we're gonna go with John Cena here. I think John Cena winning here makes sense. And if he didn't win the Rumble, I imagine that's probably why he didn't win the Rumble, is so he could win the Elimination Chamber. So he ended up competing in both, squeezing that time out of John Cena in his last year. And I think, it'll be interesting to see how CM Punk comes back to the mix, and to see how Paul Heyman of the Bloodline, or specifically Roman Reigns, come back into the mix. So I do want to see how they go about that there, but I think I am going to go with John Cena. As for the strongest and weakest match of the night, the strongest is if it wasn't, I'd say the chamber matches is if it wasn't for the unsanctioned. I think that unsanctioned match is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very brutal. And then the weakest match, probably the tag team match. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for these predictions. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on those post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your, I guess now, past predictions, depending on when this is going up. But yeah, let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, though, and I will see you guys later. Peace.